Hi there, and welcome to For Posterity's Sake with Kemi. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the page by subscribing, by dropping a comment and liking our videos. Thank you for sharing with friends. I just want to say thank you for joining me on this journey of building a community of parents and caregivers who are interested and vested in building a brighter future for their children, in ensuring that they build an enabling environment and atmosphere where their children can maximize their potentials and thrive. On today's video, we will be discussing a very essential and sensitive topic. Yes, and the topic is sex education. This topic I have divided into two series, and this will be the first of the series. In this series, we will be talking about the what, the why, and the when. So join me as we delve into this very important and sensitive topic of sex education. The what, the why, and when. Now, what is sex education? Sex education is the comprehensive process of learning about the human sexuality. It covers the physical, the emotional, and the social aspects that involves understanding your body, setting and respecting boundaries, relationship dynamics, consent, and making informed decisions about your sexual health. Unfortunately, studies have shown that the lack of parental communication skills can cause children to be quite avoidant and anxious about the topic. Additionally, parents also seem to be hesitant about having this conversation with their children, maybe due to a self-perceived lack of knowledge, personal discomfort, or like we said earlier, just general communication issues. At the end of this video, I hope to be able to have addressed all of these issues, because it is very important that you are the first point of call for sex education where it concerns your child or ward. Now we move to the why. Why sex education? Now, studies have shown that parents are the ideal sex educators for their children because of their ability to provide information that is time sensitive and responsive to the needs of their children. Did you know that experiencing a higher quality of sex education from their parents have lowered the risk of children experiencing one or more sexual problems in the future? So I believe that by now you should know that it is important that you as a parent have this conversation with your child. You play a very crucial role in educating your child about sex to preserve their sexual health. I will be introducing key concepts as to why you have to have this conversation with your child. Number one, knowledge and safety. We all know, or we have heard one way or the other, that knowledge is power. All right, you need to put down the myth that says what you don't know can't hurt you. That's wrong. What you don't know can and will hurt you. So it's important that you start early in educating your child. Early sex education in children enables them to have access to accurate, age-appropriate information about their sexuality. Children who have this knowledge are empowered to make safe and informed decisions when it comes to their sexual health. This helps them to navigate complex issues with confidence and awareness. Number two key component as to why you should have this conversation with your child. Prevention. Prevention, they say, is better than cure. And as a parent, you want to be proactive, not reactive. So, early understanding of the concept of setting boundaries and consent helps to reduce the risk of sexual abuse. Children equipped with this knowledge are better able to recognize inappropriate behaviors and know how to seek help. This in turn reduces the risk of abuse. Number 3 concept I would like to share with you as to why you need to have this conversation with your child is body positivity. A lot of mental health issues most times have been associated with how people feel about their bodies. So it is important for you to have this conversation with your child, letting them know that as they grow, they will experience changes in their body that differ from what their mates may be going through. It's different for everyone. So you need to make this clear to your children. Let them know that as they grow older, there are things that will happen to you that will change how you look. And this prepares them for what lays ahead. It's better that they know, oh, this will happen, and they understand it. Once they understand it, when it starts to happen, it doesn't affect them as much. All right, you let them know that this is a rite of passage. Every human being on earth has gone through these changes. All right, so children who are spoken to by their parents are better prepared for the changes they will experience in their bodies when they approach puberty or during their puberty years. Another reason why you must have this conversation with your child is myth busting. There are lots of myths surrounding sex education. There are lots of myths surrounding sex. You need to be the first point of call for your child to recognize this myth and for them to have the right knowledge per time. If you do not have these conversations with your child, then those myths will form a value system in your child. And these myths are not true. So you want to be giving your child accurate and age-appropriate information per time. Now, this leads us to, when do I start to have this conversation with my child? When is start early? Start early as age 3, whether a boy or a girl. Age 3. So I will just give you a rundown as to the age-appropriate information that you will be sharing with your children at different age levels. So from ages 3 to 5, you want to be talking to them about understanding the different body parts. You want them to understand privacy. You want them to understand safe and unsafe touch. So when you're speaking to your 3 to 5-year-old about body parts, you need to be speaking in clear terms. For example, this is your nose. This is your eyes. This is called a vagina. This is called a penis. Use the right anatomical words for the body parts. You also need to be teaching them here about privacy. You start introducing privacy to them. Privacy and boundaries. We all know how children can be quite the bodyguard, following you everywhere, in the toilet, in the room. Well, at this point, you need to start introducing privacy and boundaries to your children so they understand it. Yes, they're little. That's why I say you start to introduce it little by little. All right. You also need to make them understand safe and unsafe touch. Okay, so you let them understand that, oh, my vagina belongs to me and no one else. At that age, because you're still giving them a bath, you're still giving them a wash, you need to let them know, okay, just me as your mom can give you a wash. All right, for that particular age, no one else is allowed to touch you on your penis or touch you on your vagina. Have these simple conversations with your 3 to 5-year-olds. Very important. All right, so from ages 6 to 8, you want to be talking about the reproductive system with your child. You'll find out that at this age, they're more curious, trying to understand, where do babies come from? So you see, nature already helps you to identify the different levels and what you should be discussing with your child. At this point, they're curious as to, oh, what makes the world turn? All right. So they will be asking questions like, where do babies come from? You want to be talking to them about how babies come from a part of mommy's stomach called the uterus. All right. I believe that this information is enough for this age range. Okay. So you want to also be reinforcing privacy and boundaries. At this age, as a mother, you should not be dressing in the presence of your children. As a parent, a mother or father, you should not be dressing up in the presence of your child. All right. This way, you are teaching them to understand privacy, to respect the privacy of others, and to demand the same respect for themselves. All right. So, you also want to be discussing body changes. You want to be discussing body changes that will happen. Like I said earlier, from this age, you let them understand so that they are better equipped, they are better prepared for the future, they are better prepared for the changes that will happen in their body as they grow. So now we move to the 9 to 12-year-olds. So what you want to be discussing with your 9 to 12-year-olds is navigating puberty and personal care. You want to be talking to them about puberty, what it means, what it entails, the emotional and physical implication of that season of life. Because from age 9 to 12 is when the body begins to make those changes, and those changes become visible gradually. So you want to have conversations around puberty, the emotional and physical implication, the changes that will begin to occur. For girls, you talk to them about the menstrual cycle, what it means for a lady to start her menstrual cycle, what it implies. All right, you want to be talking to them about what happens in the body when you have your menstrual cycle, what signs you would be seeing. You want to be talking to them how to count the days before and after their menstrual cycle. For ladies, you also want to now talk about personal hygiene, because at this point it is important to be to take your personal care seriously. You want to be showing them how to use the sanitary pads, how to use the sanitary towels, what to do when they see the signs of menstruation. You want to have an extensive discussion with your 9 to 12-year-old so that when it does happen, they don't freak out. All right, they have that knowledge and know what to do. They know to come to you. So if you have started these conversations with your child, it will be easy for your child to have trust in you to come to you when they start to notice changes in their bodies. For the boys, you want to talk to them about wet dreams so that they are not scared, that they have kind of wet their bed. You need to talk to them about wet dreams and what it means for a boy. These conversations are important because these little humans that have been placed in our care need the guidance of an adult to navigate this really tricky part of being human. All right, so for your 9 to 12-year-olds, you also want to be reinforcing privacy and boundaries. This comes at different levels and stages. So once you have introduced them to personal care, to the changes that will occur during puberty, it's also important that they know that it is good for it is to their benefit to understand setting and respecting boundaries, consent also. All right. You want to be making clearer reproductive systems to them. You want to go into more information as to how reproduction happens, what happens when a woman is pregnant. You want to talk about what leads to pregnancy. It's really important because children who have this knowledge can make better and informed decisions when it comes to protecting themselves. So we move to the 13-year-olds upwards. So from 13-year-old upward, you want to be talking about topics or concepts like consent, relationship dynamics, and internet safety. So you need to let your child understand that no means no when protecting themselves. There's a song that we used to sing when I was younger, and the song says, wherever you go, wherever you be, do not say yes when you need to say no. Teach your children the power that is in saying no. Yes, it's important because this can be quite the protection for them, so that when they don't feel comfortable about something, they have the confidence to say no, this is not something that they want in their space. You also want to be speaking about internet safety. Internet safety with your child, the dangers that are bound in sharing personal information and images online. Children need to understand that you cannot be friends with strangers that you meet online, whether on gaming sites, whether on social media interaction sites. You cannot be sharing your information with strangers. It is risky, it is dangerous. You need to tell them stories of things that have happened to people who were careless about their safety on the internet. You need to take this very seriously. You need to approach this with utmost intention, because it's important that your child understand this so that they're better able to protect themselves online and offline. So these are the different conversations that you can have with your children of all age groups and levels of maturity. Okay, so we have come to the end of the what, the why, and the when. Key takeaways I would like you to have from this video is it's important that you start sex education early for your child. It is important that you understand that you have to do away with your personal discomfort. You are the ideal sex educator for your child. You have to have this conversation with your child to protect them and to better equip them to make informed decisions as it concerns their sexual health. Human sexuality is a part of daily life. It is not something to shy away from. It is who we are. So the earlier you understand this, the better for both yourself and your child. Do not leave anything to chance. Remember, we are intentional, dedicated parents and caregivers. It is our responsibility to protect and provide accurate and age-appropriate information as it concerns every issue of life. And the human sexuality is a very big issue when it comes to every human being. I hope you now understand why you need to have this conversation with your child. Thank you for joining me in. Please stay tuned for the second half of this series, where we will be discussing the how to have this conversation with your child. We will be addressing misconceptions and concerns, and I will be sharing tips as to how you can answer your children when they come up with questions to you. Thank you once again for joining me on For Posterity's Sake with Kemi. If you're new to this page, you need to be subscribed to it to join our community of intentional and conscious parents. You need to be subscribed to the page. Hit the subscribe button. You need to also hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time that we put up a video on this page. If you have any questions, please, you can drop it in the comment section and we will attend to it. We like to see your likes. We like to hear from you. We would like to hear your feedback as to your takeaways from the video and how helpful it has been to you. Once again, thank you for joining me. Until next time, my name is Kemi and this is For Posterity's Sake with Kemi. Bye.